Yes, hello. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, yes, Vidima. It's hearing.
Okay, let me continue. Yesterday we started discussion on HTML4. So for creating HTML application, how to install Visual Studio Code, how to configure it, and how to run with this live server, how to add live server to VS Code, and how to execute our program, execution of the program with the live server, like that we discussed here yesterday. So under HTML4 we have created one basic HTML file, one.html. Under that, um, here any HTML file, if you check it, by default it starts with a doc type HTML. Here itself HTML start, HTML close. Under this HTML only we can write it here, head start and close and body start and close. Head tag is used to write header information. Body tag is used to write body part of our application. Body part of our application, we can write it like this. So under this head, here we can write it here, head and body tag. Under this head, we can write it here. Here under this head, we can write it here. Generally, style tag, we use it here for writing CSS code, and script tag, we use it here for writing JavaScript code. Script tag and then style tag, we use it here for writing this type of code. Here inside the body tag, what we can write, that will discuss under HTML. Here, what we write it inside the body tag, that will discuss under HTML. So now let me save 6 a.m. Today's date 15. Every day I'm uploading our files in that drive. One check it. And everyday files I'm uploading in that drive. So from that drive you can access every day, and recordings, paint files, programs, everything you can access from there. Okay. Yes. So now here, what all the list of paired tags and unpaired tags I'll discuss now. Here we have two types of tags. One is pair, another one is unpair. Pair and unpair, two types of tags we have under HTML4. So pair tag, generally we use it here. Whenever we start the tag, we definitely need to end the tag. So here pair and unpair, two types of tags we have under HTML. Pair tag means once we start the tag, definitely need to end the tag. Under HTML is a hypertext markup language. It is completely a tag based programming. Here markup means it is a tag based programming. Here tag is here instruction to the browser. We can write all the tags. Here tag means here instruction to browser. We can give instruction to the browser in the form of tags. These tags we write it between less than and greater than. Here tag name start and close. This way if we write it, we call it as pair tag. Okay. Here similar way we can write another way. Here that is unpaired tag. Unpaired tag, we write the tag name and here itself will close the tag like this. This one we call it as unpaired tag. Example for this pair and unpair. Here we have pair tags and we have unpaired tags. Example for this pair tag. Here if you check it, body tag is a pair tag. Head tag is a pair tag. Script tag, style tag. Here script tag. Like this, some of list of tags all are comes under pair tags. This list totally comes under pair tag. Here unpaired tags are example for the unpaired tag here. Here img src. Src is the source address of that image. It is used to display images in the program. We can display images for our application by using this img assassin. Here next, BR tag is used to display break line. HR tag is used to display horizontal line like this, etc. etc. All we can write it here as HR tag, BR tag like this. We can write it here, all our tags. These all comes under unpaired tag. These all comes under unpaired tag. So here under this HTML, we can write two types of tags. One is paired tag. Here this list, total list comes under paired tag and unpaired tag. So like that we have all classifications. Here pair and unpair. So let's see the example of few of the pair tags and how to run our program. I'll show you. Okay. Yes. Here we are discussing here pair and unpair. Pair tag, we generally write it here for writing all our HTML tags. We can start our HTML tags. Here we can start our HTML tags. All we can write it here with this pair. So now let me open recent 6 a.m. June 6 a.m. June. Under that I created HTML4 folder. Under that I created 1.html. Under this 1.html, I'm explaining here few of the pair tags. Here head, script, style, all are paired. Here few more comments in HTML, we write it like this. Less than, exclamation, hyphen, 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 close. Here this list is here pair tags. Under this pair tags, here H1. All different heading type of tags we have. So H1 to H6. H1 to H6, all different heading tags. H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. All different heading tags we have here. All different heading tags we have here. This list all comes under pair tags. Here itself we have P tag. This P tag is used to display paragraph content. I can write it here lorem 10. Here itself I am writing here lorem 20. 10 or 20 like that we can write it lorem 2. See here, two words of paragraph. Dummy content in HTML, we can write it by lorem is a one keyword. You can write that number. So by that, when you click enter button, it will create a dummy content in the application. So like this we can write. Okay, here we are writing here all list of pair tags. Here P tag is a pair tag. We can write lorem 10. So P tag is a pair tag. Lorem 10 is used to write dummy content. Now run our program. Okay. Yeah. Here now I can run my program here. To run our program, here once I run my program, you can see that execution of the code here. H1, it is showing big size heading. H2, little bit smaller. H3, little more smaller. Here H6, very smaller size heading. If you right click and inspect element here, now you can observe here H1, it is showing here big size heading. Here H2 will show you little smaller size heading. You can check it here. H1 tag 2em is the font size. So here I'm explaining here some of the pair tags, all are list of headings. Here H1 to H6. H1, H2, H3, H4, like that we can write it here H1 to H6. all tags comes under pair tags. H1 to H6, all tags comes under pair tags. Pair means once we start the tag, we definitely end the tag. So that list only we call it as pair tag. Here from that pair tags, here H1 to H6, we are writing here all our list of pair tags. Under this pair tags, here we are writing here all list of pair tags. Okay. Here H1 to H6, H1 tag if you write it, that font size, if you right click and inspect element, under that you can find font size, that font size of 2em. 2em is the font size of H1 tag. If you write it here H2 tag, that font size will be here by default by the browser, that font size will be 1.5 em. H3 tag, if you check it, H3 tag, that font size of here, font size of here H3 tag we are checking here, that font size of 1.17 em. H4 tag, it is not showing any font size for us. H5 tag, if you check it, H5 tag, if you check it, that font size of here, H5 tag, if you check it, that font size of here 0.87 em. H6 tag, here we are writing here up to H6 tags. H6 tag, it will show you that font size of here 0.6383 em, 67 em. This is the font sizes by default by the browser. So if you write any HTML tag, every tag follows that browser rules. So browser decides which tag, which size it has to display, which output it has to display. That will be decided by those tags. Here we are writing here H1 to H6, all different tags. H1 tag will show you bigger size heading. So H1 to H6, all different sizes of headings we can show for our program. H1 to H6, all different sizes of headings we can show for our program. Okay, here H1 tag will show you 2em is the font size. H2, H3, H4 like that. We can write it here, all different sizes of headings. We can write it for our application. H1, we are writing here that font size of 2em. 2em is the font size of H1 tag. Like that, we can write it here H1 to H6. Here we have written that H1 to H6, all different headings. See, if you right click and inspect element on this, each heading, see, H6 tag 0.67 em, H5 tag 0.83 em. Other sizes also it is displaying some margin, bold, font weight bold, that all other CSS files. Here H4 tag, if you check it, here H4 tag, if you check it, that H4 tag will show you font size of, see, it is not showing any font size, H4 tag. H3, it is showing here 0.17 em. H2, 1.5 em. H1, 2 em. And if you check the paragraph, there is no font size. But it is taking some margins. Margin left, start, block start, inline start. Block end, inline end. Something it is taking some margin effect for paragraph. For the paragraph, it is showing this type of margin effect. Okay, here H1 to H6, all different headings we can show for our program like this. Next, here div tag is a pair tag, table tag is a pair tag, marquee tag is also a pair tag. Here, other than this, we have some list of pair tags we have. List of pair tags we have. These all list of pair tags are used to display pair. Pair means once we start the tag, we have to end the tag. Okay. Here we are using here pair tags. H1 to H6, all different sizes we are showing here. All R comes under pair tags. So now here H1 to H6. Here div tag is also a pair tag. Table tag I'll explain later separately. Div tag and it is a pair tag. Pair tag as here you can see that div tag it is displaying like this in the new line. Okay, so like this we have some list. All R comes under pair tags. Now I'm explaining here unpaired tags. Unpaired tags. This unpaired tags example here, image tag. IMG SRC, we use it here for displaying images. IMG SRC, we use it here for displaying images. Here we can use it here. IMG SRC is used to display images for our program. Here we are using here IMG SRC 1.jpg. So because of that, it is displaying here that 1.jpg for our output. Okay, if I have 1.jpg in the same location, I can display. If the image is in other location, suppose if the image is in C drive, program picture, sample picture, somewhere in my application and somewhere in my system. Here C drive, saved pictures. Here you can find it here 1.jpg. So this way, Control C copy. Now you can see that image SRC will display like this. Here, because of that, image SRC will display that images for our program. Now, when I run my program here, you can see that 1.jpg. Here it is not displaying two images. If the image is in the same location, so Control C copy, go to the documents, 6 AM, HTML4, paste it. So now if you check it, see, when I run my program live server, I cannot see my local system image, but I can see that other image. I cannot see local system image, but I can see that my current location image, I can find it. But my local address of that image, I'm not able to see. Okay. So if I run my program from here with the browser, see here, I can show you both the images. I'm executing image SRC. Image is used to display images in the web page. I can write that images, directly name of the image if the image is in this current location. So current location image it is displaying. Other location image. If the image SRC it is in other location. Other location image here it is not able to show in my local system. It is in some other location. That other location image I am not able to find it here. We are not able, a live server is not able to find it if the image is in other location. So here we are able to see that image SRC is used to display images. Here because of that we can display all images for our program. So next IMG SRC we are using here all our images. IMG SRC we can display that image for our program like this. Here in this time we are using here image SRC. Because of this SRC we can display that images for our program. Here now you can see that here image SRC we are displaying here all images for our program like this. Next we can show to the user here any URL. If you find any URL for the image, suppose if I am searching for images, here you can find it any one image. Any one image you can find it. See here, I'm saving this image, save as image or copy image address. I copied that image address, I'm pasting here. So now if you check that program here with the live server, it is able to show that image. This middle second image it is not displaying, but third image it is displaying. Here, because of image SRC, we are able to display images. Here it is able to display that image like this. Here, because of that image SRC, it is displaying that image like this. Here, now you can find it here. 1.jpg it is displaying. This one bigger size image it is displaying here. This is because of URL. URL we are using here to display this image. Here you can see that once you refresh it, you can see all three images. 1.jpg, again this is also 1.jpg, and this one here it is a big size image. Okay, this way we can display. Here 1.jpg, here also 1.jpg, this is big size image. So this way we can display our output for our program. Okay, so now if you check it, here we are able to see that image SRC. Here, because of that image SRC, we are able to see that image like this. Here 1.jpg, see this is also 1.jpg and this one is one big size image. So this way we can display here all our pair tags. Pair tags, once we start the tag, we definitely need to end the tag. Okay, here we are using here pair tags. All pair tags we can write it like this. So once we start the tag, we definitely need to end the tag. Okay, here itself we are writing here pair and unpair. All pair and unpair tags we can write it like this. Here next one. Here we are writing here pair tags as well as unpaired tags. So we can write all our HTML tags like this. Because of that, we are able to show that output for our program like this. Here, images we are writing in three different ways. One is current location image, another one my system's path, my system's path of that image. Third one here it is. Third one here it is URL image. Image SRC is used to display the source address of that image. Here, if we write it image SRC width, if you want to specific what is the actual size of that image, that size it will show when you write image without any width. If you write width and height within your specific width and height, you can show your output. And ALT is here alternative text. Alternative text means if the image is not available, in that case it will show you alternative text for our application. If the image is not available in that location, that time only it will show you alternative text for our program. So this way we can display all our output. Image SRC is used to display images. Here, here SRC, width, height, ALT, all we can display for our program like this. Image SRC, width and height, ALT, we can show for our program like this. Okay, here ALT means alternative text. Suppose this second image is not displaying. So for this, if I write ALT here, flower. So in this case, if you run this program here, you can find it here, flower. So by this, user can easily understand he is missing flower image here. So he is missing flower image here. So this way we can display our output. Image SRC is used to display images. So this way only we can execute our program. Okay. Here this way only we can execute our program. Image SRC is used to display images. All images we can display for our output like this. Next. Here image src 1.jpg. Here width and height. This third image is very big size. If you don't want to display that much size, here width 100 pixels, then height 100 pixels. So because of that, see, within the width and height, you can display that output. See that bike image, it is displaying here 100 by 100. Here also 100 by 100. The second image, it is not displaying by because live server, it can find only its workspace images. If the image is in its own workspace, then only it will print. Otherwise, it won't print. Like this, we can find it here, images. All images, we can print it like this. Next, we are going into one more one. Here, ALT, width and height and image. Here, one more one, BR tag. BR tag, wherever you write, it will break the line. Not only for paragraph, anywhere you can break it. See, content is started here only. After this, one break line, so it is going to the new line. Here, before this, if you write BR tag, this line also will go to the new line. See here, two contents are going to the new line because of BR tag. BR tag always break the line. Next, we have horizontal line, HR tag. Horizontal line, HR. Suppose if you check that HR tag, see, one line you can see from left to right like this. This is what here HR tag. Horizontal line we can create it with this. Next, one more HR tag I'm writing here width. If you write it here 20% or 50% of width, see here second line, if you observe here, this is also by HR tag, but that horizontal line is only 50% of my screen size. Is only 50% of my screen size. Next, you can use it here, that same horizontal line, HR tag. I can use it here, width of 50% of my screen. Then size. Size means the thickness, 30 pixels. Here, any number of pixels. Then color, you can use it here, color red, green, blue, any color we can display. See here, 30% thickness and 50% of my screen color will be red. So any size horizontal line, any thickness horizontal line we can display for our program because of HR tag. Because of HR tag, we can display that output for our program. Okay. Here horizontal line we can display. Suppose if you write 90%, 90% of this one, you can show output like this. Okay. Here 90% of that output will show like this. So this way we can execute our output. Okay, this is the way generally we will display that output like this. Next, here horizontal line we observed. So up to now we discussed what all list of paired tags, in that some examples, and what all list of unpaired tag, and in that some example we observed. Next I'll show you are we using this list of tags, all list of tags in the real time or not. Check it. If you open any website, go to any URL and check the web page. Here I'm going to the URL, Kakatiya University. If you check this website here, you can find horizontal lines, you can find scrolling content, slideshow of images, all you can see. See, this is one image, this one is one image. Here NAC CGPA, one CGPA is one image. University logo and content, it is one more image. So like this, we can write it here, one image. This is one image, this is one image. This image is used by image tag. Right click and inspect element here. Now you can see that this is because of image tag. Here image src we are using here to display this images. Here we are using here image src. Src is used to display images. Here next, Here we are going for menu bar. Menu bar. See, here we are displaying here menu bar for our program. We'll see later. So are we using any horizontal line or not? Check it. See, here you can find one horizontal line. When you right click and inspect element, see HR tag. So we are using here HR tag. Because of that, we are showing here one horizontal line for our program like this. Okay. Here next horizontal line I can show to the user by HR tag. Here, if you check that heading, any big size heading or anything, if you check it, here headings how we are displaying. H1 to H6 different sizes of headings we can show for our program. So different sizes of headings we can show for our program because of this. Here horizontal line, because of this horizontal line we can show heading for our program. So here it is showing some images, but generally here any heading content if you want to show for our program, generally will show you where the H1 to H6 all different headings. Okay, see here H6, H2 or H3 tag we are using here university updates. See here, are we using H3 or not? See H2. H2 tag we are using here for displaying this type of output. H2 tag we are using here for displaying this type of output. So like this, we'll use it here all different headings. All different headings for our program we can show like this. Okay. This way we can execute our program. Okay. Here this is because of H2 tag. H2 tag it is displaying like this. Next H1 to H6 all tags we can show for our program like this. Okay, these all list of tags are we using in the real time or not, we are checking. So H2 tag we find it, horizontal line we find it, and image tag also we find it. So like this you can find here most of the tags whatever we are learning all we use it in the real time. Here first of all we'll check how to create this menu bar. Images we are displaying here because of that first line completed. So what about the second line, this menu bar? Main menu and this type of sub menu and sub menu. How to create like this? That we can see here. Here you can see that this main menu and sub menu we are writing here. Here main menu as well as sub menu. Sub menu we can show for our program here. Here submenus we can show for our program here. That submenu how can we create it? That you can observe here in this application. Submenu, menu bar, mainly menu bar for our program we can write it with UL tag. So out of this here menu bar. If you want to create menu bar for our project, generally we can create it by UL tag. Here after that we are showing slideshow of images. Next images or previous images like this if you want to display. Here this way fading effect. Fade one image to another image, it is showing here fading effect. So this type of effect we can create it for our program. This type of effect we can create it for our program. Here this type of effect we can create it for our program. Slideshow of images we can show for our program by using jQuery. Slideshow we use it. jQuery cycle.js, because of that we can show slideshow of images. Next, here if you go down we are showing here first column, second column, third column. 3-column content we are displaying. Alignment of the web page is by CSS. This column structure we can create it with the CSS. Here column structures, columns and rows and column structure we can create it with the CSS, and that too with the display flags or display grid property we use it. Display flags or display grid property we use it here for displaying this column structure. Next, here after that, after column structure, menu bar, slideshow. If you are implementing a login account, any login account, if you are creating here, student login, academic anything, any login, if you check it, here in that login option, here, without entering anything, if you submit it, you will get this type of validation messages. Here validation messages generally we write it by here validation of application form. Here validations we can write it by jQuery. Complete validations you can implement it either by JavaScript or by jQuery. Any one way you can implement that output. Either by JavaScript or by jQuery you can implement that output for our program. Here jQuery or JavaScript you can implement it for this validation. Okay, so like that tomorrow class I'll explain to you what is the use of real usage of these all tags, and we'll go further into one more tag in the next session. Okay, in the next session I'll explain to you how to implement all these tags and how to implement our program for this. That I'll explain to you in the next session. Up to now we discussed here pair and unpair. Under that pair and unpair, what all list of tags we have, this one I discussed up to now. So next, in the next session I'll explain to you block and inline elements. Under that one more category under HTML4, that is block and inline elements. So I'll explain how to work with that block and inline elements, and that implementation I'll explain to you. Okay, so up to now if you have any doubt you can ask please. I got only few mail IDs list. Now you are 10 students. I got only around 6 students mail IDs only. I got it. 3, 3, 6, 7. Only 7 students mail IDs I got it. I didn't got all the remaining students. And one student he gave wrong phone number in the registration of go to training. So please give your valid phone number, then only you will get new link. So tomorrow again link will change. You can ask the organizer before coming to the class. This Saturday no class. Tomorrow we have class. Before coming to tomorrow class, if you complete your registration, then you will get drive access. Okay. So here I'm providing drive access for this list of students. Okay. So I'm cross checking with the organizer. Once the organizer confirm your mail IDs, then I can share my drive with you. Okay, so then here the 6 a.m. drive I created for you. This drive I'll share for you. Okay, so by that I can yeah. So here I shared my drive. So every day I'll share my drive. Sorry, every day you will get my updated information. So once I share the drive related total files, you can get it from your side. You can check it every day. If I missing any file or if I forgot to upload, let me know. So by that I can upload it. Up to now, if you have any doubt, you can ask please. Any doubts?
How to use the div tag?
Div tag is for division. So as of now, div tag I'm not explaining. Why? Because div tag division, it will be done by CSS. CSS gives you alignment. So with that CSS only you can understand how it works. So that's why I'm not explaining div tag as of now. Once we go with the Java CSS topic, that time you will understand. As of now, remember it is for division of the web page. Yes.
Heading size 1 em to 1.63 em. Em means
EM is a measurement. 1 EM equal to 16 pixels. Measurement, everything has its measurement. Yes, any more doubts? Clear. So every day I'll start my class 6:10. Today I came late, but every day I'll start my class 6:10. 6:10 to sharp 7 o'clock I'll continue my class. Every day it will be 6 to 7 class only. And links will change for this week. Next week also, next week which link will come, I don't know, training link or meeting link. Once you get meeting link, it will be valid for next 15 days. So before coming to tomorrow class, if you complete your registration, you will get this drive access. Okay, that's it for today. We'll meet tomorrow.